Hello, and thank you for joining us for this special interview coming from the sidelines of the Dubai Air Show. We are at Maktoum International, which is the future airport of Dubai, an airport that will welcome some 260 million passengers per year. It comes at a price tag of $35 billion US. And we are, of course, in Dubai, which prides itself on being within 4 hours flying time from 1/3 of the world's population. Well, to tell us about the direction passenger traffic and airports are heading in this region, I'm joined now by the CEO of Dubai Airports, Paul Griffiths. Mr. Griffiths, thank you very much indeed for speaking to Al Arabiya English.
Great pleasure to be here.
You're aiming to achieve 100 million passengers passing through Dubai International Airport within a year. How are you going to achieve that?
Well, we're currently at 95.2 million projected for the end of 2025, so we're not that far off actually. We may skirt about 99 next year, but I think that's going to happen because of the fact that we are continually investing in the processes necessary to increase capacity. We don't have the space to build infrastructure at the existing airport, which is why we're building the brand new phase of DWC Al Maktoum International, which will come into operation by 2032. But there's a lot of technology going into airports to speed people through them, which is a great way of increasing capacity and increasing the level of customer service.
So, of course, we're on the tarmac of that future airport, and it's going to be a pretty amazing and pretty different sort of a customer experience. Just tell us a bit about what it will be like for a passenger passing through this airport.
Well, what we're trying to do is actually take away as much of the passenger processing as we possibly can, because at the moment, I've never met someone who says, yes, I quite like standing in queues at airports. I love queuing up for immigration and security. And let's face it, if we can remove those and replace them with one single biometric signature taken one time, then that would be a much better place to be and to actually encourage what an airport really should be about, and that's providing a very effective interface between what happens in the air and what happens on the ground.
You're quoted as saying that starting a new airport from ground zero is a sort of a once-in-a-generation opportunity. And I'm wondering, from what you've learned from running DXB, what lessons you're going to now apply to DWC?
Well, we're very, very fortunate that we are able to use DXB as the world's largest international airport, as it has been for the last 11 years, as an absolutely fantastic dynamic test bed for all the systems and procedures that we both know about today and those that are coming in the future, because the pace of innovation and technical change is very fast and very furious, and we'll be adopting those over the next few years with a view to applying them on an industrial scale when we open the new airport. So having a live test bed of the world's busiest international airport is the perfect learning opportunity for the literally hundreds of thousands of people involved in the airport operation.
Saudi Arabia is the channel, we represent Saudi Arabia at Al Arabiya English. What sort of evolution are you seeing in terms of passenger numbers from Saudi Arabia?
Well, the Kingdom represents our second largest single market, and the growth actually has been very, very impressive over the last few years. Riyadh is actually the second busiest city from DXB after London Heathrow, so we have very, very close links with the Kingdom. As I'm sure you're aware, Fly Dubai flies to a significant number of airports within Saudi Arabia. Very, very important market for us, and we see that growing probably faster than a lot of other markets.
New airports on the horizon and upgraded airports on the horizon in Saudi Arabia. New airlines being launched by Saudi Arabia. Do you welcome that, or do you see that as competition?
We absolutely welcome it. And I think the thing is, if you look at the history of the development of tourism, we've only scratched the surface in this region. And most people coming from North America or the Far East, if they're visiting Europe, they'll go to London, to Frankfurt, to Madrid, to Rome, to Milan, to all of those hotspots for tourism. Here, of course, if we've got more hotspots for tourism, and of course the Kingdom has so many fantastic attractions, then that's just going to bring more people in who want to see the whole region. We're very excited actually, and we see this as a completely complementary enterprise.
Dubai Airport's been around in its present form, DXB, since the 1960s in one way or another. and it's turned into this incredible experience. It's almost like part of the travelling experience. Your 4 hours flying time here from a third of the world's population, what do you think is what would you pin down as being the secret to Dubai's success as an aviation hub?
I think the thing is our geocentric location is fabulous. The fact that the government has been so proactive and open in securing open skies agreements with as many countries as possible around the world, that it's also really prioritised aviation as the engine for growth of the economy and for tourism. The city has grown symbiotically with the entire aviation enterprise here, and you couldn't have one without the other. So that, I think, is the reason it's been so successful. And the change in aircraft technology is going to be very interesting. You may have seen the order placed this week for 150 A321s by Fly Dubai. Those aircraft have got an endurance of about 9 hours. So all of those smaller secondary airports throughout Europe and Southeast Asia are suddenly in range of an economic aeroplane. That's going to change the landscape and give additional connection opportunities. So the development of tourism, traffic, and also business in the region will be enhanced by the presence of more hubs, more airlines, more cities served, and more aircraft on the ground and in the sky.
And do you see a day when DXB, or Dubai International Airport as it is now, is the secondary airport, and you have two airports, this one and that one, operating as a secondary hub?
We are a hub. We've built an aviation hub here for the world. It serves the city and it serves as a fantastic connecting hub. It's designed that way, and you cannot really spread traffic across more than one hub. It has to be concentrated. Therefore, I think once we've achieved in 2032 the wholesale move of DXB to DWC with 124 million customers transferred from one airport to the other, then the future of DXB for development maybe, that will be decided at that particular point in time.
How are you going to keep the edge? How are you going to maintain the edge with all of the regional competition?
Constant innovation, working in partnership, and putting the customer at the absolute pinnacle of everything we do.
And in terms of the general direction passenger traffic is taking in this part of the world, are you seeing people gravitate more towards premium airlines? Or do you think what will happen here is what happened in Europe, people start gravitating more towards low-cost airlines?
I think the answer to that is yes and yes. We will continue to develop products and services which serve all of our target markets extremely well. Premium travel obviously has bounced back very, very strongly since the pandemic, and we've taken advantage of that by being ready and having the products and services available in volume to meet that huge demand.
Look, you make it sound like this airport, this new airport that we're at right now, is a game changer.
Absolutely. In terms of capacity, it's a game changer. In terms of the service offerings we'll be providing, the leverage of technology. But the idea is what we really want to achieve is an intimacy of relationship with the customer that can be applied at scale.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed for that. That's all we have time for. Thank you very much indeed. Paul Griffiths, the CEO of Dubai Airports. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that is all we have time for on the sidelines of the Dubai Air Show. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Do stay tuned to Al Arabiya English.